In today's video, I'm going to give you my top 10 easy beginner aquarium plants. If you're somewhat new to keeping aquarium plants, choosing plants from this list will greatly increase your success. Because after all, these are my top easiest aquarium plants that are low-tech, beginner-friendly. And by the way, if you're new to this channel, my name's Chris, and I'm a fish aquarium addict. I've completely filled my house full of fish tanks, my girlfriend is fully addicted to houseplants, and the two of us together has created a planted jungle of chaos. Don't even ask what we do on weekends. Alright, let's get back to topic here, guys. The top 10 easy beginner aquarium plants. And what we're going to do is we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up to the easiest plants. Number 10 on the list is Dwarf hairgrass. This plant has exploded in popularity due to the fact that it's one of the only carpeting plants that you don't need CO2 for. Dwarf hairgrass will grow super slow under low lighting, but if you're looking to carpet it, I would advise higher lighting. But all in all, it's a super easy plant. Number 9 on the list is water wisteria. This is one of the easiest aquarium plants on the planet, and it especially loves hard water. This plant does quite well when planted into the substrate, but that's not to say that it won't grow just sitting in the water. It's crazy. This is a super adaptive plant and should grow honestly in any water conditions. If it doesn't, there's probably something in your water that the plant hates. Next on the list, number 8, Java moss. I do hear a lot of feedback that people have issues growing Java moss as an aquarium plant, but for the most part, this should be a really easy plant to grow. I have personally found that Java moss and other mosses grow the best attached to wood. My advice would be to get yourself some Java moss and try to shove a small chunk of it in the crevice of the piece of driftwood and just let it sit there and it'll take off. Number 7 on the list is Ludwigia. Yes, there's tons of different types of Ludwigia, and the trick is to kind of find the easiest ones. They tend to be in the color of green. Ludwigia repens is a super popular one. All you have to do with this plant is plop the stem into your substrate, give it some decent lighting, and it's just going to grow like crazy. What's also cool about this plant is that it's super easy to propagate. We're selling clippings left and right, and it's just awesome giving people these plants. Alright, we're moving up on the list. Number 6 for the easiest beginner aquarium plants is Hornwort. Weird little fact about the hornwort plant, it is most widely used in water treatment plants to remove nitrates because of how easy it grows and how fast it grows. It can grow up to like 12 inches in a month or something, I heard. Crazy. Taking care of hornwort is extremely easy. Like I just told you, all you have to do is put it into your aquarium. You can plant it, you can float it. Here's the thing with hornwort though. It's either going to take off in your aquarium or it's going to hate it. And I hear that from everyone. It's almost like it's somewhat picky. If it likes your water, it's going to explode in growth though. Next on the list is number 5, Vallesneria, also commonly known as jungle val. This is all around one of my favorite aquarium plants. It makes for a perfect background and it's super easy to grow. The Vallesneria plant is a stem plant, meaning that you have to plant the stem into the substrate and the roots are going to feed from the nutrients within your substrate. This means you want a substrate with a little nutrients in it. But the thing with jungle val, it's so easy that people commonly will just grow it in sand and gravel even though it has zero nutrients. And if you do a little research on Vallesneria, there's a bunch of other closely related plants that look very similar that are also very easy to grow. I highly advise you look into them. Alright guys, we have reached the halfway point. This is halftime. I just want to give a friendly reminder to you guys. You guys should subscribe to the channel because I'm looking for more friends. I am a loser, introvert, and also I have other guides like how to set up a planted aquarium or how to use potting soil as a plant to take substrate. It works amazing. Just giving you guys a heads up, the links will be in the description. Alright, back to the list. These are the easiest beginner aquarium plants that you need in your life. This is the granddaddy of them all, the easiest of easy. Number 4 on the list, Java fern. This is a rhizome plant, and that means that this plant doesn't like to have its roots planted in the substrate, but it would rather be attached to something. It's kind of like the moss we mentioned before. The roots actually like to grow into the pores of the wood or run along stones and grow into crevices. Java ferns have a symbiotic relationship with another plant. Number 3 on our list, the Anubias plant. Java ferns and Anubias plant, they're both rhizome plants and they're commonly glued to wood or stone. So all you have to do is get yourself some driftwood or stone and these rhizome plants, the Anubias and Java fern, and attach them to the stone or wood. I personally have the best luck attaching them using the gel super glue, but you can also use string to wrap around it. I just really don't like the look of the string. So these two plants don't have to be planted in the substrate, and you can literally attach them to a piece of wood or stone, and you can put them in the tank wherever you want, and they're super low tech and easy to take care of. And this is perfect because the Anubias plant is one of the best looking aquarium plants. It has full broad leaves, and people seem to just love and adore that look. And what's even cooler about the Anubias plant is that it has different types and sizes. You can get larger ones, you can get the petite size ones for little nano aquariums. All in all, the Anubias plant is so awesome. Alright guys, number 2 on the list, we are moving up. It's getting easier and easier, right? The second easiest aquarium plant to keep for beginners is the Amazon sword. Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you guys on this one. The Amazon sword is single-handedly my favorite aquarium plant in this hobby, and it will forever be. This is a stem plant, so it feeds most of its nutrients from the substrate, but it's such a low-tech, easy plant that a lot of times you can get away with planting it in sand or gravel. There's a bunch of different types of Amazon sword plants, so you have a wide array of different types to choose from. They have thick leaves, they have a luscious green coloration, and they're super sturdy and grow really tall. I absolutely love this plant, and it's super easy to take care of. And depending on how much light or nutrients your tank has will depend on how fast the Amazon sword will grow. They are super adaptable and will pretty much just take whatever you give them. Alright guys, we have made it to the top of the list. The easiest aquarium plant to take care of is Guppy Grass. You can plant it in your substrate, you can float it, you can do whatever you want to this plant. It is indestructible. I'm pretty sure Guppy Grass got its name from people that were breeding guppies as using it as their main plant because it has so much coverage and it's the perfect plant for breeding live bears just because it has so much coverage that it allows the babies to hide from the parents of eating them. The only requirements that Guppy Grass demands is a light. I will admit, this aquarium plant isn't super beautiful per se, and it's not going to win any aquascaping contests, but it is super easy and it does consume tons of nitrates, and it's almost perfect for breeding scenarios or beginners looking to start out with aquarium plants. There you have it guys, the top 10 easiest aquarium plants for beginners. You guys can't screw up these plants. But before we go, I want to give you a couple tips that might drastically help you keep your aquarium plants alive. Number 1, get yourself a quality aquarium light that's designed for aquarium plants. If you get online, there's a bunch of cheap alternatives that seem like they're going to be a good option. My advice, pull the trigger and get yourself a good high quality light. I'll throw some links to my favorites in the description below. My second tip is to raise your aquarium light between 5 to 8 inches above your aquarium. By raising the light, you're spreading out the lighting more and it's less intense and more spread out for the aquarium plants. I've had massive success doing this. My third tip is to get your lighting on a timer that's the same every day. Some of the nicer lights have built-in timers, or you can just use a cheapo mechanical timer. They're like $5. It's a huge deal for your aquarium plants to get around 8 hours of lighting every day at the same time every day. And my last tip is to get yourself a decent plant substrate. I recommend Fluval Stratum. It's the best option for beginners. It doesn't leach out things into your water, and the aquarium plants absolutely love it. I'll throw a link in the description box. There you have it guys, the top 10 easiest beginner aquarium plants with some tips and tricks that are going to help you not fail at this. So please consider subscribing and I'll see you in the next one.